Ignite the spark within oneself to light the path of holistic health.
Hello and welcome to the Holy Health Podcast. I'm your host, Mitch. Thanks for joining us today. As always, I have here with me the two most important ladies in my life. My wife, Amanda, and Lily Dog for people watching on film. She's in the chair, taking place of your chair, Amanda.
Yes.
And she looks a little tired.
We'll see how long it lasts. I don't know if she can... I'm sure she can curl up and sleep there, but we'll see.
Yeah. So today we have the first ever Holy Health Book Club.
Love it.
Yeah. I thought this would be fun, little fun thing to do on the podcast. I think that it aligns with our mission, which if you're a reader, an avid reader, especially of nonfiction, you're somebody that wants to learn. You want to do better. You want to strive for something greater. You want to think differently. You're challenging yourself here and there, and even fiction too. Fiction, you have to have a different brain for fiction. You love fiction. I'm not a big fiction guy.
I love fiction. I think part of the reason I love fiction is because, and a lot of people feel this way too, I think, is because it's an escape. So you have to check out of life and go into a different world. I think that's why people it's like TV, it's like watching a TV show. You're just consuming somebody else's life that's not a real thing,
Yeah, that makes sense.
But if you're reading a nonfiction book, then it's you're learning and you're applying it to your life or something like that. But fiction is just pure fun.
Yeah. Yeah, while also you're using your brain, you're training your eyes and, reading words and maybe gathering a larger vocabulary. And
yeah, you can learn things from fiction books. If a good fiction book has, some good core themes of learning in it, but
yeah,
it's not strictly learning.
Right. So, long story short, if you're a reader, you align with the Holy Health lifestyle, in that way. And I think, having this little book club will be fun for us because we'll get to talk about all the good books that we've read. And I don't know, I said, whatever books that you had a big impact on your life, let's talk about it.
I also forgot my list. It's downstairs.
Okay.
I might have to go get it.
Okay.
We'll see.
I gathered some books. You gathered a lot more than I did.
I couldn't pick.
I didn't, I obviously don't read as much as you.
I have
you
15.
Read way more.
I only have 15. That's not that many. But I have a list downstairs, too, of the books that I love that I don't own.
Well, we want to do it again, so we don't have to talk about all the books.
We'll see. Some good ones are on there, though, that I really did want to bring up.
If you're listening and you're like, oh, man, I wonder if they've read this book. Or I wonder if they would like this book. Send it in. Shoot us a message on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you're at. Email. I think we have links in the down below or whatever you call that stuff. You could do that.
Yeah.
And, you might have read some of them.
Yeah. And if I have my life together, I can put the list of the books that we talk about in the description as well. Because I love that. Because if you're driving and listening, it's she recommends blah, blah, blah. And then it's I got to write it down and I'm driving and I got to remember. And yeah, so I'll try to write it down.
It's in the show notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah. Then maybe we can all read a book together or something.
Ooh.
And then have a real book club.
And then we can talk about it and everybody can listen.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've never read a book together. You and I. Be interesting.
We've read
the same
books, but not at the same time.
Yeah. I always recommend books, but he doesn't usually pick up on my recommendations.
No.
Which I recommend TV shows too, and he's always like, I don't watch that, and then he watches it and he's like, this is the best show in the world.
It's not true.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is. Every show that I recommended, you're like, I don't want to watch it. And then we just,
Maybe the first time.
Yeah, now we keep rewatching them, so.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, she picks good stuff.
Yeah, duh. Yeah. I picked you, duh.
I know. I mean, I should know this.
I know.
Yeah.
What should we dive in? Should we just dive right in? Do you have any questions, thoughts, opinions?
Yeah, let's go with pick up or look at a book that was like significantly altering your life. Like you read it and maybe like something was going on in your life and it like super aligned, it hit you hard and it helped you either get through that period or it like really helped you pivot into a better direction.
That's an interesting question because I have the book downstairs, but I did not pick the book. The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, or however you say his last name. I read that book a billion years ago when the earth was first formed, and when
it was flat, you mean?
Yeah. And I don't even remember what I read. Like, I don't remember what portion of it. It was very early in the book, though. And this was when I first got into, like, yoga and everything, and I was getting ready to be a yoga teacher. So that was, 2012-ish, 13, whatever.
Your sense of innocence of the world was at its peak.
Yeah, this was, like, right before going vegan, right before going to New York City, right before, like, going to LA, like, right before a lot of, like, big shifts in my life happened. I read some part of the book. I should go back and like reread it just to see if it hits the same. But I remember
probably not.
After reading it, I went for a walk and I was like walking down the road and like I literally saw the world differently. I like saw it from a present moment for the first time ever.
Wow.
I was like, oh my God. Like I literally saw everything differently. I was like, wow, this is like a thing, you know? So I would say that book, which I have, but it's not in my pile. But that would be the book that kind of shifted a lot of things for me.
I mean, that is a pretty big shift of getting to a space where you're like, wait a second, I'm in the present moment.
Yeah, like I was like listening to the birds and I'm like, you know, looking at the sky and the flowers and like realizing that like at this point I'm in my late teens probably. I don't think I'm maybe 20. I don't know. Late teens, early 20s. And I did not see the world in that way until that moment after I began to read that book. And it's not like I, you know, became enlightened and I see it the whole way or that way now forever. But that was the first like instance where I was put in the present moment.
That first spark.
Yeah. And I remember it vividly. It was like a blue, like it was like real clouds, blue sky. I don't know if it's spring or summer. It was nice out.
Opposed to like, fake clouds?
Yeah, like, yeah. Like real fluffy clouds, not like chemtrail clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A cumulonimbus clouds?
Yeah. And I like felt the air on my skin. It was just like a spiritual experience, literally.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
So that's the book. It's not, I can't hold it up for you to see, but it's so popular, everybody knows it. And I have the second one, or I don't know how many books he's wrote, but A New Earth, I think is what it's called or something. It's orange, but I've never read it.
That's a popular one too, yeah.
I don't think I've ever opened it, but I have it. But yeah, I got what I needed off of that, and I haven't reached for the other one yet, but...
Yeah, I had an interesting experience like that in college where we had like a convention or something. We called it mini convention, and some lady came in and she was working on what was it? Yeah, like the being in the present. And she did like a little thing where she gave everybody a Hershey's Kiss, and she was like, okay, now I want everybody to eat this Hershey Kiss, but I want you to be with it as you eat it. I want you to taste it. I want you to smell it. And I want you to like listen to your body and don't swallow until your body wants you to swallow. And I was like, whoa. And like, as I was eating it, I was like getting that awareness of like, wait a second, I'm forcing myself to swallow food before my body wants me to. Because I want to eat faster. Like, I want to get it done. You know, like, moving on to the next bite, you know? Finish my plate. But, is it her?
Yeah.
I was like, what is that?
She's snoring. Everybody just has to deal with it. I don't care. If you want to stop listening, go for it. But I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to stop her.
I thought it was a lawnmower or something. But yeah, like, eating that Hershey's Kiss for the first time was like really eye-opening.
Yeah, but
like,
it wasn't your first time, you know? Like, you've had Hershey Kisses before that.
Right.
But it was like the true first time.
Yeah, but like that first spark of awareness of, wait a second, like, I can slow things down if I want to, type of thing.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was, you know the first book you read like as like an adult? I don't think I have one. Because I didn't stop reading. I
don't even have that book. It was
Oh, you don't have it?
No, I borrowed it from somebody else.
What was it?
PEMF, the Fifth Element of Health.
I thought it was this one.
No.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I borrowed that from a client of mine at the time. We had some interesting conversations. He was a pretty well-known figure in town. And it was actually like a funny experience that we had together. He was old, he's like 78. And he wanted to get ready for a ski trip that he was going on in Colorado. And he hasn't done anything in a while, and he wanted to make sure that he was capable to go skiing. So I was like, all right, like, we'll give it a try. So like in our first initial meeting, he was like, all right, well, how about I pay you half and see if I approve of what you're doing, and then I'll give you the rest. I was like, that's fair, you know? So I did. I thought I did good, and he agreed, so he kept going. But he had a mat, like one of the first mats, like, because they were super popular back in the day.
What was it? Like a biomat? Is that what they were called?
Yeah, PEMF mat.
Yeah, that's the brand though.
I don't remember. But yeah, he lays on it all the time. He has like I think he has a meditation thing that he did or whatever. But yeah, he was like telling me about it. He's like, you should read this book. And I was like, sounds cool. I'll read it, I guess. I'll give it a try. And like, it just sucked me in. Like, as I was reading, it was like very sciencey, and like there was like quantum field theory. It like broke down the differences between Newtonian laws and quantum field theory, and like compared them together, and like talking about the Schumann resonance of the earth and like magnetic frequencies. And like, that was when I first really got into like that world. And that was a good one. I took so many notes of that book. Like, yeah, it was good.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite book?
Do you favorite in what way?
Any. Like if a book that you could just reread all the time.
Oh. I would say some of the best reads, like, that I read really quickly. If I read a book quickly, that's usually a sign that it's really good.
Same.
So like you have one here.
That one's a banger.
Khalil, how do you say his last
name?
Rafati. I Forgot to Die.
So good.
This is a great book. I remember seeing it at one point on your shelf, and I was like, what's this stupid book? And you were like, oh my God, it's so good, you have to read it.
And then my mom said the same thing, because I said to her, I was like, oh my God, you have to read this book. So she read it, and then you came along, and we're both like, you have to read it. And then for some reason, you actually listened. And you were like, oh my God, this book is so good.
It was really good. It's
very good.
I read it very quickly. But this book, I Forgot to Die, and then I would say David Goggins, You Can't Hurt Me.
They're downstairs too.
That was a really good one as well. I started that one, and before I knew it, I was on page 140. And I was like, how did I get here so quick?
Yeah. This is a banger.
Yeah, so
that's why it's at the top.
I would probably say between those two, categorize that as a favorite, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other books that I might like better for different reasons, but from a reading perspective, those ones are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
What about you?
You know what I'm going to say.
Favorite book?
Uh-huh.
The Bible.
Yeah. I just blow through it every couple months. I just read the front to back.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yes.
Yeah. Harry Potter.
I shouldn't have even hesitated.
I know.
That was dumb.
That's the whole series is one book to me. The whole entire series. I could read it forever and ever.
Which you haven't done for 2 years.
No, I haven't. I start and then I don't finish. I don't follow through. I'm not sure why, but I'll get back to it eventually.
Yeah.
I was rereading it every year, once a year. Yeah. I think what happens actually is I've been setting my reading goal so high. And Harry Potter, near the end of the series, the books are thick. And so I'll get to book 4 and I'm and it's November and I have 6 books to read. And I'm oh my God, there's no way I'm going to be able to read 6 books by the end of the year if I'm reading the rest of Harry Potter and other books. I think that's kind of why I stray. I'm way off on my goal this year, so I might just throw it away, or I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I will probably reread Harry Potter this year.
Just try to find some joy.
I don't know where it's at.
It doesn't have to be a structured goal. Just
it does.
You're reading plenty of books. No one's going to question you on how illiterate you are.
I've been in a major book funk lately. I haven't finished a book for a month, which is very rare. Usually I read a book a week. I just pick them up and I just can't get into them. And they're books that other people are oh my God, you have to read this. This is so good. And then I'm all excited. And then I read it. And I'm I get to page 100. 100 is my cutoff. If I cannot read a fiction book for 100 pages and be invested, I'm out. So I got to 100 pages on this recent book that I read. And I was not into it. So I kicked it.
What do you call it?
DNF.
DNF. I think that's funny.
Did not finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's your favorite.
Harry Potter, yeah.
So you have a pretty big stack. So how about you
I do. I'm sitting on half of them because
some of the ones that you've picked, and tell us.
I don't have a chair.
Tell us what they are. Tell us why you picked them.
Okay. Let's go with these ones because they're up here, and then I can sit on them when they're done, and move the other ones up. Okay, this book. Oneness. I think I talked about this on the podcast before. Oh, there's a birthday card in there. This is a spiritual book, and it is unprecedented divine revelations. That's how they kind of categorize it. But I have highlighted so much in this book. I read this, I don't remember when, but I was going through a very challenging time spiritually. Was it this past fall or 2 falls ago?
It was pretty recent. I was going through some shit too.
I don't remember. Either way. And this book kind of put me back on the path and helped me to feel the vibes again. It's a thick one. It's pretty heady at times. It's not a light read. It's about 400 pages. But it's not a light read, but it is one that I believe can help to get you back in a good space.
This was a channeled book, correct?
Yes. Yeah, in February 1998, it was a profound dialogue with the universal presence, oneness. So, very good. Like it a lot. You probably wouldn't, but that's okay. These...
I find that stuff interesting. I wouldn't put it on a...
I mean, it's
same
not
plane
like
of-
it's not like A Course in Miracles, you know? It's like different. I guess you could say. It's like more not manifesty, but kind of like in that energy more than it is like A Course in Miracles or something.
I feel like it's very like Akashic Records.
It's like walking away with
Type of
loving
thing.
detachment is the lesson here to be mastered. And liberating oneself out of love of self is the gift to be graciously received. You know, stuff like that. Your experience will parallel your willingness to surrender to the process and to go in the direction that life is leading you. Ideally, you will train yourself to carefully monitor your thoughts and actions so as to avoid creating for yourself unwanted outcomes.
That's a good one.
Yeah, stuff like that. So, I love that. Okay, these three are all together, but not really, but kind of. Because they are by the same person, Donna Tartt.
You talk about this person a lot.
I do, and these are so she was on track to write like one book every 10 years. And her writing process is like insane. Like she'll like everything's like written on a piece of paper, and then she'll like cut pieces out and like move them to different parts of the paper to like edit basically. Amazing. I don't even know how it happens, but The Goldfinch came out in 2013, and we're still waiting for the next book. I think she claimed, or she said that she's going to write like 5 books, and we only have 3, and she's, you know, not in her 20s or anything like that.
It's not a spring chicken.
I don't know when or where they will be coming, but I hope there are more coming out. But anyways, The Goldfinch is a movie now, which I haven't seen, but this was the first book that I read of hers, and it's super popular. Kind of a big deal. And I loved this book. Absolutely loved. And then she has The Little Friend and The Secret History, which I also love both of those. I think if I had to rate them, I would say start with The Goldfinch, and then The Secret History, and then The Little Friend as my favorites. But
so what makes them good?
She's just such a good writer. Like there are just people.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's just there are people who like can string words together in a way that just makes you feel something. And like kind of like invest you in like a way that is very rare. Like there's like good writing, and then there's like good writing.
So it's like captivating.
Yeah. I would say. Like it's just, it makes you feel.
You're like
it makes
indulging in on these words.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the way she strings together words is fabulous. And then we have this.
Which I'm representing.
You
Go Pens!
Are representing.
Woo! Go Pens!
We'll see. This will be out
After Game 6?
Game 6 will be over by the time this is out.
Hopefully the Pens won. If they didn't win, I'm going to be sad.
Whew. We'll see.
I'll be very sad.
But I have the other one downstairs, but I didn't think I needed to bring it all up. Fourth Wing. Super popular. Fantasy about dragons. It's captivating. That's all. I don't know what else to say. It's way different than Donna Tartt writing, I will say that. But I love a good fantasy novel, and I think this is one that does it really, really well.
So those are like adult.
Oh, for sure. There's a lot of sex. Descriptive sex in these books. It's like ACOTAR. Like ACOTAR is in like the young adult section at the library. There's a lot of sex in that too.
Well, I would rather children read it than watch it.
Yeah, I mean, children aren't reading ACOTAR. It's like hundreds of pages long, but you know.
Right.
Teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather them read a book than
like watch
porn.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, these are definitely adult for sure.
Yeah. There's a bunch of those, right? It's like
there
a big
are
series.
3. She's working on book 4 right now. She's working on a surprise book that's not book 4 that's attached to it that comes out in September. And ACOTAR comes out in October and January, I believe. So lots of reading to do this fall. And then there's something else that comes out in January that I was excited about, and I can't remember what it is. So, not sure. And then we have the man, the myth, the legend. You should read this. Seriously, you should. Spencer Pratt. For all of my fellow millennial reality TV watching people out there, you know. I loved this book. And yes, I hated Spencer Pratt, just like everybody else who loved to hate him throughout the years. But I love him now. And he's having quite the redemption occurring at the moment. This book was really good. I read this book very quickly. And I think it's such an amazing journey, especially to continue to watch it and to see what he's doing with saving California and all that jazz. Really enjoyed this. It's very honest, too. It's like some stuff that I'm like, whoa, you know, from the reality TV days. But really good. You can't just turn off a persona that made you famous. You have to learn to exist without it. You have to find out who you are when nobody's watching. The emptiness is terrifying, but somewhere in that silence, you figure out what's left when no one is paying you. You figure out what's left when no one is paying you to be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
That would be challenging to be like this figure on TV that everyone thinks that that's how you are, but you're not that way.
Yeah, and like that's what makes good reality TV, you know, drama and just a lot of like inflammatory stuff. That's what makes good TV. So you have to have the bad guy. You have to have the drama. If you don't have drama in a reality TV show, who's watching?
Nobody.
You know? Like, nobody cares.
People love drama. We all love drama.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's why people love politics.
Yeah.
It's just constant drama.
For sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what else you got in your
I have some in my
stack?
head that I need to bring up. Elin Hilderbrand.
She's a good one.
I can read her books so quickly. She's like 30. And she has one more coming out this fall that I'm really excited about. But she's like the queen of the beach read is how she's kind of coined. And she just has some really great books to read super quickly. I'm working my way slowly through them because I'll be sad when I have read them all. But I've read a very good chunk of them and I like them a lot. And then also...
do you think you'd reread those?
I think so, probably. Because, like, a lot of fiction books like that, like, I don't really remember. I remember, but, like, if a long enough time goes by, I won't remember, you know? I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully she just keeps writing, and I won't have to. But, another one that I don't have here is RuNyx, RuNyx, who writes Gothicana. And Enigma and a couple of other books. I think she's great too. Really like her, dark romance books. Super good.
More smut.
I would say so. But it's like set in like a gothic castle, you know?
Yeah.
And then also Alchemised by, SenLinYu or something?
That was that thick one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like 900 pages or something ridiculous.
You read that quick, too.
I know, it was so good. That was a journey, because it was so long. But I loved that book. That will be a book I definitely reread, because the story is so intricately woven that, like, when you read it for a second time, you'll see it all differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to be able to see it all differently, because, that book is really good. If you're into... I don't know, necromancy and crazy war stuff, that's your book. So good. That's a lot of fiction. I have no more fiction. I don't really have a lot of fiction books. Most of my books are nonfiction.
Really?
I get my fiction books typically from the library.
That's
I don't
true.
really reread them a lot. Like, I will reread Fourth Wing, I would reread Alchemized, reread Harry Potter. Like, I have all of that.
Yeah.
But I am more likely to go back to nonfiction than fiction. And if I collected all of my fiction, we'd be here forever.
Yeah, you'd have 1,000 books instead of 400.
Which I would love to someday. Favorites. My favorite ones, like, what's another one? Not Alchemized. Butcher and Blackbird, I think, is the first book. It's a 3-book series. It's the Ruinous Love series by Bryn Weaver. It's about the serial killers falling in love.
Nope.
Yeah, I love that one. It's about serial killers falling in love.
You looked at me like, you know that one.
And while I'm thinking about ones in my head, recently I read a book. It's called Signs, Secret Language of the Universe or something, I think. And it's about receiving signs from the other side, essentially, by Lynne Jackson. And I really like that book from like a spiritual perspective. I thought that was a really good book. And there's one more that I'm not remembering that I wanted to bring up, so hopefully it comes to me. But I have Mother Hunger. This book was recommended to me. It's how adult daughters can understand and heal from lost nurturance, protection, and guidance. And it's by a counselor. I highlighted a lot of the book. It's very good.
So that is specifically for daughters?
Yes. And it just talks about, like the mother-daughter dynamics from both perspectives, from being a mother and also from being the daughter. And like how they kind of shape the way you exist in the world. And it goes,
what were some big takeaways from that one? Because I feel like that was pretty good.
It's been a bit. Independence is a byproduct of healthy dependency needs that have been met during the most vulnerable months and years. Talking about when you're a baby, like crying it out and stuff like that. Talks about food and the way that women kind of use food to deal with their stuff. Restricting or overindulging is about longing, a longing to be cherished and safe. Both eating habits are forms of the fight or flight response. Without a sense of safety and belonging, fear is ever present, so undereating and overeating are ways to numb fear when there is nowhere to go. I'm a big undereater.
You hate food.
I know, but yeah, talking about independence and like forcing children to be independent and how it doesn't work because independence grows from secure and safe maternal connections. Just kind of dives into like all of the different ways of like
the importance of the mom.
Yeah, for sure.
And nurturance.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've read it. I mean, my highlighting is like fading. But I remember thinking it was very powerful and really enjoying it.
Nice.
Let
me interrupt you.
Yeah, go.
So you got lots to work through there.
Uh-huh.
And
would you like to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna chime in.
Okay, go for it. Let's do every other one, because what do we have? 2. We have the same amount here left.
Okay.
So you go and then I'll go and we'll just kind of work through the rest of the piles. That was a lot. Sorry. I can't talk about books all day long.
Yeah, you're a bookie.
I guess we're here though for books. For talking.
We are here for books. This book here, I've mentioned it several times in the podcast.
Here it is, in the flesh.
It is called The Mature Mind. So this book was written, let's see, it's an oldie, like real old. Copyright 1949.
Who wrote this?
This is Overstreet. What's his name? Overstreet.
H.E. or something? Something
like that. H.A. Overstreet. Whoever that is. Doesn't want to be named. This was a book gifted to me by my brother, who found it in a library and he just like saw it and was like, oh, this looks cool, and like gave it to me. And it was during the time that I was doing 75 hard, where you have to have a book. And during that experience, I think I bought one book for myself, and that's actually right here. All the other books that I read during that time of 75 Hard were given to me random gifts, like, oh hey, like, here's a book, have you ever heard of this book, like, you should read this. And I was like, I need a book to read, like, tomorrow, like, thank you. You know, it was like the most spiritually universal, divine guided experience.
Yeah, I was jealous.
Ever.
I'm like, I love books, nobody's giving me books.
Like, it was crazy. I mean, I was getting books like crazy. And this book I read, and it was like so spot on. So it's like, it's written by a psychologist back in the 1940s, and he basically lays out the current state of the world, but he wrote it 50 years ago. And his words and everything in this book was like, wow, no wonder we are in the situation that we're in. Like, it's the same story, just a different day, different year, but it's all been the same shit. And essentially, the mature mind is what we're trying to achieve. And once you grow into maturity and you become an adult and you take responsibility for your life and you don't, throw temper tantrums like a 2-year-old, he proposes that we would have a better society, that if people would grow into a mature mind and not an immature one, or a childlike one, because a lot of people throw temper tantrums, they're not emotionally intelligent, they have like this innocence about them. So he really laid stuff out. It was a really good book, very impactful. Like, I always think about it. So yeah, it was a good one. Highly recommend.
It's probably hard to find.
I don't even know if you could.
I mean, you probably could. It's probably like $200 or something, one of those type of books.
But see if I find something good. Both ego-centered wanters of more and more, and generous givers of what we have, less in the spirit of those who will divide their last crust than in the spirit of those who, I don't know. I'm like, what?
Sounds like the King James Bible.
Definitely out of context. I'd have to reread that whole paragraph to understand what I was highlighting.
Oh, you highlighted that?
Yeah, I highlighted a bunch of stuff in here. It's like completely gone though.
Oh yeah, faded like mine.
It was about ego. Yeah, ego's a good one. Okay. Your turn.
Okay. For the realm of conspiracy and Lyme disease education, Bitten, The Secret History of Lyme Disease and Biological Weapons.
Ooh.
This is a banger. Chris Newby, she is a science writer from Stanford, and she went on this journey to uncover the root of Lyme disease, essentially. And she goes into like biological weapons during the Cold War, and she tracks down Willy Bergdorfer, who is like, Bergdorferi is like the core name of the tick. And so she tracks down Willy and tries to get information from him in his later years of life. And she has in this book different pictures, and she kind of shares like the story of like ticks and Lyme disease and how it has come to be, and how they didn't just pop up one day and make us all sick. So if you're interested in, uncovering the truth about that, or at least some of the truth, I think this is a really cool read. goes into, the government cover-ups, and there's a lot of information in here that you can probably find in other places now, but I think when she wrote this book, it was very fringe.
She was, ahead of her time, for sure.
For sure. And, probably has to be a little careful with her, life, herself.
Can you imagine, like, creating ticks?
Well, they were injecting them with different stuff. Experimenting. And then they sent them out into the wild for funsies. Just
to see what happens.
Yeah. Crazy. So.
What was that in there where they, was a special forces guy who they were flying a helicopter over crop fields?
I was trying to find that. I didn't underline or highlight in this book. But essentially, and this is probably not like word for word, obviously, but was that it? I think I might have found it. This guy was up in the helicopter, or the plane, or whatever it was, and there was a box inside, and there was somebody flying the plane or the helicopter or whatever. And they said, when I say now, like, drop the box, or like open the box and like dump it out. And the person says now or whatever. And then they dump the box out, or they open the box, and he's like, oh my God, this is like horrific. And so he like disgustedly dumps this box. And then like later on, I think his child got really sick. And like, he believes it was because they were in contact. He was in contact with all of the ticks that they were dumping out with diseases. Yeah, I can't find that exactly, but it's in here, and she tells a way better story than I just told. I haven't read this for quite a while, but I really like that. If you are into Lyme disease and the history of it.
Well, so many people get diagnosed with Lyme. Uh-huh. Which I don't know if we've ever really talked about on the podcast.
I don't think we have, and I have a whole opinion about that.
Yeah. Yeah, Lyme disease is like a whole thing now, and well, it has been for a while. But it's becoming way more mainstream. There's like a lot of people are getting it, and it's like a common thing now, and a lot of people struggle with it for years and years, and there's certain protocols that the medical system has for it, and a lot of people say limes instead of Lyme. That drives me nuts. When people are like, yeah, I have limes.
Limes.
I'm like, no, you don't. You don't have limes. You have Lyme disease. Lyme.
But I also don't think that everybody who thinks they have Lyme disease has Lyme disease.
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
But that's a whole other podcast. But yeah. We haven't talked about that on here, strangely enough.
Yeah, because you struggled with Lyme. Uh-huh. Or you thought it was Lyme or whatever.
I'm pretty sure it was, but yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, lots of people get bit by ticks. I mean, I know growing up, I played outside. We played in the woods. We raked piles of leaves in the yard, and we, like, played in them. Mm-hmm. I would never do that now. Yeah. Just because, like, I don't know what the heck.
I mean, you can walk through the yard and get ticks now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, we pulled 18 ticks off of our dog Lily over here one day after a walk.
Yeah. And thankfully 18. She's white, so we can see them.
Yeah, she's white, so they were just crawling on her fur, and we're, like, picking off all these ticks. Like, where do they come from?
Gross.
You know, it's like they're dropping out of the sky.
They are literally. Like, read the book, you'll find out.
On secret missions, like, they see Lily walking on the road, and they jump out of the tree and, like, land on her.
And it talks about ticks and, like, how they, like, can sense a person coming past, or, like, a living being. Because they don't have, like, they're not, like, seeing, like, there's a person, I'm going to jump on them, you know? So it talks all about that and everything, too. It's really cool. Very disgusting and fascinating. Yeah. What's next?
Okay, next.
Take your pick.
I will go bottom of the stack here. To a book that I borrowed and then I stole.
Drives me nuts. I don't really release my books into the wild too often because I'm scared that'll happen.
Yeah. My friend, Luke Hager, Thanks, Luke. Shout out to Luke. Super great artist. Very, very, very intellectual person. Knows a lot of information. He struggled with gut health and his microbiome and stuff. So he had like a bunch of microbiome books. And I talked to him at one point about it. I was like learning about it. He was like, "Oh, I have a bunch of books about it." I was like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yeah, I can bring them down and see which ones you want." And I was like, "All right, yeah, that sounds good." So he brought a bunch down, and I just picked this one. I was like, "Yeah, this one looks cool. I contain multitudes, the microbes within us, and a grander view of life," by Ed Young, who is a liberal. I found
How
out.
do you know?
I found out during COVID.
Oh, and then you're like, I'm going to throw this book away.
Yeah, I did. I stopped reading it.
So you didn't finish it?
No, I finished it later.
Oh, okay.
It was like
You're like, fuck this guy.
I read like half of it or 3/4 of it, and then I stopped, and then I went back to it.
So how did you find out? Was it a BLM post or was it a vaccine post? Or
Well,
was
it was
he wearing
2020,
a mask?
so COVID was happening.
So was all of it,
And,
yeah.
you know, we're talking about microbes and viruses and germs and all of this stuff. So I figured Ed Young, the microbes guy, would have something to say about COVID. So I looked up like Ed Young, COVID on YouTube, and he was on CNN crying about it. And I was like, damn it, Ed, why'd you do that? But I finished the book anyways, and it was a really good book. I would recommend it for a really elaborate, all-encompassing understanding of microbiology.
Should I read it?
I don't know. I think you would find it interesting, but I don't know if it would. He doesn't really go into like health.
Okay, so it's just microbes.
He's not talking about how health, like how to improve gut health or like gut health type of stuff.
Yeah.
He has sections about like breastfeeding and what breastfeeding is, and like goes into like why breastfeeding is so impactful and how like it's the most nutritious substance for a baby, and like we know what it is, but we can't replicate it. Like there's no formula that outperforms breast milk on the planet. Like we just can't do it. And he talks about the microbes and the simple sugars that are in the breast milk, and why the digestive system of the infant absorbs those, and like why it's so beneficial. So he talks about that type of stuff when it comes to health, but most of it is like more ecological and like the system of itself, like describing how a microbe can do really bad things in some species, and you would think, oh wow, we have to get rid of that microbe, but then that same microbe in a different species or a different environment does really positive things, and like we need that. And so it kind of gives you the like really grounded approach to there's no such thing as a bad microbe. Like it gets rid of the good and bad conversation, where it's just like it talks strictly about like you have to have all of them and a good balance. Like when things get out of balance is when there's problems.
Yeah.
But if you have balance and like all the microbes are coherent with each other and like no one's fighting, then you don't have problems, you don't have symptoms. So as long as you have diversity, complexity, everyone's doing great.
DEI.
Then, yeah, DEI in your gut. Cool. You need DEI in your gut, but nowhere else, okay? You heard it here first. Let's see if I can find something good in here. I have this boxed out. Allegro in E major. I don't know what that is. As long as a gene exists in one of the partners, the others can afford to lose it. These type of gene transfer are different to those that turned nematodes into plant parasites, and those that sprinkled antibiotic genes into tick genomes. Here the recipients don't gain beneficial abilities. Here the HGT is more about evacuating bacterial genes from a capsizing ship. It preserves genes that would otherwise be lost to the inevitable decay that afflicts symbiotic genomes. So kind of what I was talking about there, about how sometimes things are good for others and sometimes things are bad. So, but it could all be the same microbe. But quality book, and I should probably give it back to Luke.
I'm going to combine these two because I feel like they can be. Do you know who Brandon Novak is?
I do not.
No? You don't? You sure? This guy?
Nope.
Okay. So these are two...
Should I?
Here, let me pull up another picture. We'll see if you know at that point.
Is he a musician?
No. I don't know what he does these days. How about now?
Jackass?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he, was in the Bam Margera crew back in the early 2000s. And who else was it? Like Ryan Dunn, those guys. So this is an addiction memoir. You might like this. I think you would like this.
Why?
I don't know. It's not like I Forgot to Die, but kind of. It's like in the same realm.
Kidding.
Oh. I don't know. I just thought maybe you would enjoy it. So this is his addiction memoir, which I think is really cool. And then this is Mishka Shubaly, who also wrote... Mishka. Who also wrote an addiction memoir. And I found him on Rich Roll like a billion years ago, also before Rich Roll was a liberal. Or maybe it was. It just wasn't, to the extent of now.
Nobody cared.
Yeah. It wasn't a big deal.
Nobody cared then. Then when COVID happened, everybody cared.
Yeah, he got into distance running was his kind of like thing. Like that helped him through everything. An odyssey of family, heartbreak, violence, punk rock, brokenness, sex, love, loss, drinking, and an unlikely savior, running.
Drinking.
Yeah.
Never got into drinking.
So, these are two addiction memoirs that I really did enjoy a lot. Brandon Novak's. His is called Dream Seller. And, he was, like, hard into it. Like, it was, like, a big deal. Super big deal. And then Mishka's. A Life on the Low Road.
So do you like those types of books?
I do.
Because of why?
I think because they're, like, real. Like, they go deep. I like depth. So, like, usually when people are writing addiction memoirs, like, they're writing, like, the real, vulnerable, deep
raw
parts of themselves,
Yeah.
You're like, wow.
Unfiltered, like...
You're, like, writing that in a book.
I just got done having sex with a dude, and then I injected heroin needle into my arm, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
For sure.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I really do, like that. If I'm reading, like, a nonfiction, like, memoir of some sort, that's usually what I'm reaching for. It's exciting, too, Also, another good memoir is, I'm glad my mom died, I think. I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jennette McCurdy. That's a good one. That's pretty honest and real. It's kind of about addiction, but not necessarily hardcore drugs like these two. So those are good. But yeah, I think you would like Brandon's. But yeah, I think you would like Brandon's.
New Jackass movie coming out.
Is there? Wonder if he's involved.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'd imagine that he would be.
Yeah. Who knows?
I think it'd be sweet to watch.
Yeah. Bam convinced Brandon to write the powerful and shocking story of how his addiction destroyed his skateboarding career. Oh. Really? Wonder if that actually happened. A story soon to be a major motion picture starring Bam Margera as Brandon Novak, the dream seller. Wonder if that's a thing. I have no idea. Because this is an older book. Maybe it's out. And I don't know because I'm not in the movie world.
Starring Bam?
Yeah. 2008 is when it was out. So.
I don't think Bam is involved.
With what?
With Jackass stuff?
No, that's... Well, yeah.
What is he now, I mean?
Oh, I don't know if he is now. I don't know anything about him now. He was. Wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't follow this crowd anymore.
Huh. Interesting to look it up.
I'm going to look up the movie. We'll see if it's out.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to read it before we can watch it.
Okay, so
Your turn. Any addiction memoirs over there?
No. Let's see. I'm going to go with Wild at Heart by John Eldredge.
Popular?
This is an older book.
Definitely.
Let's
like
see
90s.
Yeah, I think he was a 90s guy. Well, this is early 2001. Something like that. So, I didn't know about it until a few years ago, probably 3 years ago. And it's Wild at Heart, Discovering the Secret of a Man's Soul. So it's very specific towards men. But I think women should definitely read it, especially if you have a man, to kind of understand his brain, his life, and his heart. And this book really helped me to understand some of my personal experiences when I was a kid and why I did certain things that I did, and made me feel less shameful. And it helped me see the world differently, like as a man, and like understand why I'm not motivated to do certain things. You know, I feel different towards, or maybe indifferent towards some things, and other things I'm like, oh, that's exciting. Like, I love playing rugby. There's nothing that I would rather do on any day than play rugby. And that's because for me, that rugby is like, I am on the battlefield as a warrior, and I am going into battle, and I am willing to put my life on the line, and I'll do whatever it takes to win this game. And that's like at the core of, that's like the overarching, like, poetic experience of a man. Like, that's how we think about stuff. But like, cause like every man wants to be the hero. Like, we all love superhero movies. We love action films. We love watching the guy come in and like save the day. You know, every guy wants that experience. And we might even fantasize about it in like our day-to-day life. We're like, oh, maybe like, you know, something would happen and I could like run across the street and save somebody. I mean, at least I think about this. I don't know if other guys do or not, but I would like to think that other guys do. So, yeah, I mean, it talks about that type of stuff. It's a good book. He's a Christian, so if you are a follower of Jesus, he puts that in here, and he talks about God a lot. And, yeah, so like, that's kind of like the whole essence of the book is like God created us this way. and he talks about how it's a good thing, and that if you kind of follow that and you apply it to your life, you'll be happier, you'll live a better life.
You'll be on the right track because you were born that way.
Yeah. Baby.
We're gonna go bottom. Paris Hilton.
Another memoir. I love memoirs.
Well, I don't know, you know? I guess. I have a lot, I guess. Well, not really. 3, 4, 5. 5. No, I think this is a really good book.
I love Paris Hilton. She's awesome.
I do love Paris Hilton. I've always loved Paris Hilton. Even back in the day when everybody was like, why do you like Paris Hilton?
I always thought she was just a dumb hot girl. And then we watched that, her documentary. And I was like, holy shit, she's like a badass.
Yeah, and this book goes deeper into it. And like what she went through growing up. And like everybody thinks, you know, she was like this spoiled rich girl, which she was. But also there was a lot more to her story. And I think it kind of gives you a different perspective on her and like what she went through and like just kind of the behind the scenes of like you never know what people are going through from the outside. Like she would be on The Simple Life and she'd be like, I don't know how to, you know, use a shovel or whatever. And like she was lying.
Meanwhile, she's the hardest worker in the room.
Yeah, meanwhile she was, you know, going through childhood and she had very, you know, traumatic experiences where she was working manual labor and things like that. I don't want to go too far into it because then I'll kind of ruin the story. But I think this is a good book to just kind of learn something, you know? Have a new perspective. Another memoir.
Yeah, I like Paris Hilton. She's cool. She does DJ stuff now. She has some music. She built an empire of beauty.
She works hard. She's always working.
I mean, she's crazy. She has it. Whatever the it factor is, you know, she has it, and she's always had it. And it's just some people are
born that way.
Yep.
What do you have over there? That's not a memoir.
No memoirs over here. Let's go with, well, I'll do this one, the one book that I have purchased for myself. This was a recommended purchase. It's called The Allure of Gentleness, Defending the Faith in the Manner of Jesus by Dallas Willard.
Willard.
Author of The Divine Conspiracy, which that sounds like a good book.
Question mark?
No question mark. That was just me. That was me with the questions.
What's this about?
So this is a new model for how we defend and explain the Christian faith. So Christians get a bad rep because we suck.
Yep.
Because we want to have this book and I want to hit you over the head with it. I want to say, Jesus loves you. You know this. Read it. And like, I want to hit you over the head with the Bible. And this book talks about the allure of gentleness.
So like not being an annoying Christian.
Yes, but being a Christian who is an apologetic in the way of like defending faith and being able to describe to somebody and like get somebody interested in a conversation without me winning the conversation.
Well, that's a mistake that a lot of Christians make is they don't want to have the conversation. They just want to tell you that you're wrong. Like, right. I think, like, you know, when you go to, like, when we went to see Metallica, and
there's the guy out front.
Like, the guys with the signs out front about Jesus. Like, you can turn around. It's not too late.
You shall not worship false idols. There will no be idols before me.
It's like you're doing the opposite of whatever you think you're doing. Like, you were just pushing people further away. But then you have a man like Carl Lentz and you're like, oh, okay, this is like a real dude. I want to talk to him and listen to him. He's doing it right. Mm-hmm. Metallica concert guy is not.
This was a good book for those of you who enjoy the art of apologetics, which apologetics is basically the art of defending your faith and having good quality information, facts about Christianity. And so that when somebody comes up to you and asks you a stupid question, you have a good answer.
A stupid question?
Yeah.
What if it's not a stupid question?
Well, I was being sarcastic because a lot of times people that have these questions reduce the complexities of Christianity into a very snarky question. And then that starts the conversation off in a bad place. But
yeah, I mean, it takes two to be in a gentle place.
Right. Exactly. And this talks about, it says the manner of Jesus here as the subtitle, defending the faith in the manner of Jesus. Like, how would Jesus defend Christianity? You know, he's not going to reign over you. He's all about free will.
He'll be sitting right beside you at the Metallica concert, headbanging it up.
He's like, you like this music? He's like, yeah. I mean, it's okay. You know, like, Jesus would have that conversation with you and be chill about it. He'd be like, I don't know, but...
What did you think of Fourth Wing, Jesus? Did you like that?
One of the lessons out of this book that I thought was good is a very simple one, which was what it means to be a disciple. Which before I read this, I thought being a disciple was all about, like, go out and be a fisher of men, is what Jesus told Peter at some point in the Bible. I don't remember when. Or what book it was in. But that's one of the calls to a Christian. Like, if someone's, like, asks, what's my job as a Christian? A lot of the times the response is to go be fishers of men, right? Try to get as many people to learn the gospel as possible. And this was like, that's what I thought a disciple was, before I read the book. And then a real disciple is simply being a student of Jesus, learning from Jesus and his teachings. That's what's being a disciple is. It's being a student. And students don't have all the answers. Students don't know everything. And it's a similar way that you have to be in a conversation. It's like, we're just open, having a conversation about ideas type of thing. So that was a good one.
Cool. I read this book a really long time ago. I read it at the beach. I always remember books I read at the beach. But Brain on Fire, My Month of Madness by Susanna Callahan. Have I talked to you about this book before?
I've never seen it.
I think it's a movie, maybe. I don't know. I feel like it is. So basically this lady wakes up after, like, in the hospital, and she's like, what the heck happened? And so she essentially was, like, dying and, like, losing her mind. And, like, the doctors had no idea, like, what was wrong. So she tells the astonishing true story of her inexplicable descent into madness and the brilliant life-saving diagnosis that nearly didn't happen. A team of doctors would spend a month and more than $1 million trying desperately to pin down a medical explanation for what had gone wrong. Meanwhile, as the days passed and her family, boyfriend, and friends helplessly stood by her bed and watched, she began to inexorably move through psychosis into catatonia and ultimately towards death. Yet, even as this period nearly tore her family apart, it offered extraordinary treatment to their faith in Susanna and the refusal to let her go. And then at the last minute, celebrated neurologist Suhail Najjar joined her team and with the help of a lucky, ingenious test, saved her life. And found out that she had an autoimmune disorder which attacks the brain. And it's a disease now thought to be tied to both schizophrenia and autism, and perhaps the root of demonic possessions throughout history. And so it kind of like tells this story of like her going crazy essentially and almost dying. And then this doctor comes in and like figures out what's up. It's really good.
Wild.
It's really good. I remember like reading it for the first time and I was like, oh my God, this is like crazy. And it's a true story. And I think there's a movie, but I'm not sure. So I think that's a cool one.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, we should watch it. So many movies to watch here. Goldfinch. Dream Seller, maybe. Fourth Wing's going to be a TV show. Boom.
That'd be a wild one.
So is Harry Potter. Whoa. We can always watch reruns of Spencer Pratt going crazy. Ooh. Hopefully you can still hear me. My mic flipped. Okay, we're down to the final 3 for you.
Final 3. I'm going to go with The Body Electric.
A popular one here on the Holy Health Podcast.
This was like probably the Bible of the Holy Health Podcast.
Yeah.
The Body Electric. Electromagnetism and the Foundation of Life by Robert O. Becker and Gary Selden. Illustrated by David Bichel.
Bichel.
Bichell. Bichel. So, I've talked about this book a lot, but essentially, Robert O. Becker is a medical doctor who was specialized in bones, whatever that word is, osteo something. He was a bone surgeon. So he's very good at dissecting things. And he was trying to figure out what caused regeneration. He wanted to figure out how to regenerate limbs. And he did. So he figured that out. What causes it, the force involved with it, how the force was measured, how much of a force is it, on like a measurement scale, like numbers. He talks about bones a lot and how they're structured, the collagen matrix, all sorts of stuff. So
it's a deep read.
Thick one. Yeah, you gotta take your time.
Don't read that one before bed. You'll be snoozing real quick. Or maybe do if you need some help.
It's definitely like you read it to learn. Like that's why you read it. You want to learn about it.
Yeah, like if you're reading for pleasure, you need a different book alongside that.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a very enlightening book. I've got a lot of good information from that book of like, we talked about the vitalists and the mechanists.
Yeah.
That comes from there. Yeah. A lot of good tidbits.
Yeah. Okay. I talked about this one a lot. The whole story, Adventures in Love, Life, and Capitalism by John Mackey, who is the founder of Whole Foods. So whenever this book came out, like in Whole Foods, they had like promotional posters or whatever. And I was like, whatever. I wasn't super interested. I was just like, yeah, cool. Then he went on Rich Roll's podcast. And I listened to that episode and I was like, oh, dang, this is like really interesting. So then I put it on my Christmas list and I got this book for Christmas. And I read it and I was just like, it was one of my favorite books from last year. Because it tells his story from like ground zero to like building Whole Foods into what it is when he sold it to Amazon and like the whole thing. And it is such a fascinating story. And it like tells like the behind the scenes of like business, it's not like, yeah, I just like had a bunch of money from my parents and like became a Whole Foods millionaire. Like it's not like that at all. It's like he started in like this house and like the rent was like a sketch, like it was like not like, legit, and they had all kinds of problems and the store flooded at one point, and there's just like such a journey that he went through to kind of get to where he was. And like he didn't like really want to sell to Amazon, but he had to, and so he tells like all of this story. We didn't have to, but like it was like the best decision for the company or whatever. So I really like this from a business perspective. I think this is a great like business inspiration / motivation book.
Entrepreneurial.
For sure. And yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's a good read, regardless of if you like Whole Foods or business or whatever. I think it's just a very entertaining read of like, wow, that's like a very growth-filled story. It's very inspirational, no matter what you have going on. So, love this.
Nice.
I've talked about it so much. I told you, I'm like, you gotta read this, you gotta read this, you gotta read this. He hasn't read it.
No. I was gonna do the audio version,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't do audiobooks.
I hate audiobooks. I just can't. Podcasts, sign me up all day long. But there's something about an audiobook.
And he went into the cellar, and the cellar door was open, and then the door closed, and then he went outside, and then this happened.
It depends on who's reading it.
It's like, I cannot do this.
But it's, even still, like, I want to read my books. I want to sit down and read them. I want to listen to podcasts. I don't want to listen to books, personally. People have a lot of very strong opinions about that, though. They're, like, very passionate about audiobooks, counting towards their books that they read in a year.
Definitely not.
I'm like, you didn't read the book. That's a very unpopular opinion, to think that you didn't read the book if you listened to the audiobook. But there's totally a difference between me sitting down and opening this and being present with my book than listening to an audiobook while I'm driving or cleaning or doing anything else. Like, reading and listening are two different things. And they're both great, but they're different. That's it.
Facts.
What else do you have?
That's all you get here is facts.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel.
Unbiased facts.
I know. I'm in a lot of book groups on Facebook, and a lot of people feel very differently, and they feel like audiobooks count. But
they definitely don't count.
They don't. It's not the same. Sorry. It's not like it's a bad thing. I think it's great. Like, you want to listen to books? That's cool. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but you're not reading a book. You're listening to a book. And that's different. Boom. We just lost 20 followers.
Yeah. When people are like, yeah, I read this book, and then they're like, well, I listened to it. Like, well, yeah, so you didn't read it, you listened to it.
Yeah.
Like, you had to make sure to tell me that you listened and you didn't read. You know? Like,
I don't care if they tell me or not, it's still not the same.
Well, usually that's what happens. Like, yeah, well, I read this book. I was like, oh, really? Did you? Well, I listened to it. Okay. Big difference. They had to, like, be clear. Like, oh, no. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. My turn. We have the infamous The Unseen Realm. This was a spiritual, supernatural shift in my life. What's this here? Happy 3rd sober anniversary.
Wow, look at that.
Huh. Why is it in here?
Don't know.
Must have been my bookmark. Chapter 12 for some reason. I have marked.
I bought that for your sober anniversary.
Oh. Yeah. But yeah, this book is super duper amazing. If you're a Christian, you should read this book. Like, it should be a must read because so the Unseen Realm subtitle, Recovering the Supernatural Worldview of the Bible. I think a lot of times Christians read the Bible from a perspective of now, like the modern world. And we don't think about the time in which it was written. Like the people and their experiences and what they saw. They were writing it at 50 AD, 200 AD, 300 AD. Like, this is a long time ago. And like Old Testament stuff is even way before that, you know? So like, that's where you have to put your brain. You have to put your brain into the worldview of the Israelite that was writing the scriptures.
Kind of like when you're reading The Mature Mind from the 1940s. It's like things weren't the same back then. He's going to be talking about things that aren't relevant right now. He's going to be like, did you listen to the radio programming?
Yes.
You know? It's like we don't even have... Nobody listens to radio anymore.
Yeah. So being able to read the Bible from the Israelites' perspective, that enables you to see the unseen realm, because you're not reading the Bible with a modern bias and being like, oh yeah, you know, supernatural stuff isn't real, like miracles don't really happen, I haven't seen anybody walk on water, I haven't seen God, I haven't seen fire rain down from heaven, I haven't seen an angel. So like none of that stuff's real. I mean, it's in a movie. I've seen movies. I mean, that's cool, you know, but like none of that really applies to me. None of that stuff is real.
Yeah.
You know, but it's all through the Bible. The Bible is one of the most mysterious documents. Like there's fighting, there's war, there's sacrifice, there's death, there's magic, there's healings, there's miracles, there's fire raining from heaven, there's floods, there's devils, there's demons, like there's different stories about all of them. Like it's pretty crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that book kind of lays out the golden thread of the Bible that helps you understand. One for me was like, why is evil? Like, why? You know? Because a lot of these things, we don't really understand the motivation. You know, like what's the point of doing some of this stuff, or why is evil so against goodness, or like why is there like this battle happening behind the scenes? And the Unseen Realm helps you understand that battle.
Cool.
So very good read. Michael Heiser, he has a lot of other really great books. I'm reading another one, it's called Reversing Herman, and that talks about the Watchers coming down on Mount Herman and like their pact that they started. And if you know, you know, but go check that one out too.
Cool. I read this a long time ago.
Speaking of magic,
I've read this a couple of times. Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. Creative Living Beyond Fear. For any creatives out there, this is the book for you. You want to read this book. It talks about creativity in such a good way. The thing that I remember the most from it, when did it come out? 2015. The thing that I remember the most is essentially like ideas come from like the divine. Essentially, she doesn't use that wording, I don't believe, but like ideas come from the divine, and like you can capture it and you can like, you know, bring it into reality. But if you have the idea and you neglect the idea is going to go be with somebody else. It's going to go hit somebody else. So like I could have an idea for like a book, and I'm like, I'm going to write a book about like purple cows like going to the moon. And then like I think about it, but I never do anything with it. So I like neglect the idea. You someday could have the same idea and you could like write the book. And then it can like come out. And you're like, I had that idea. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't like water the idea.
You didn't do anything with it.
Yeah, it's kind of like talks about creatively interacting with creativity in such a, you know, a cool way. It's like, so helps you to see and think about things differently. And it's like, you know, like create whatever causes a revolution in your heart. So it's like
that's a good one.
Yeah, it's like a big creative book. No matter how great your teachers may be, and no matter how esteemed your academy's reputation, Eventually, you will have to do the work by yourself. The sooner and more passionately you get married to this idea that it is ultimately entirely up to you, the better off you'll be.
Amen.
Yeah. So just different stuff like that, where it's like, if you're like in a creative space or you want to get back to a creative space, I should read this again. This is the book that I reach for. I have like some different color highlighting in it because I've read it and highlighted different things at different points in life. My creative expression must be the most important thing in the world to me if I am to live artistically. And it also must not matter at all if I am to live sanely.
What does that mean, to live sanely?
Like to not get lost in it, you know? Like not let it take over.
Like being normal?
I mean, functional, I would say. What are you passionate enough about that you can endure the most disagreeable aspects of work?
Nothing.
Yeah, so I think this is a good one for creatives out there.
That's interesting because, like to be honest, I don't really know anything that I'm super passionate about that when obstacles come my way, I'm like, ugh. You know, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do it. You know, like the obstacles deter me enough to be like, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So yeah, big magic, love. And one more for you.
One for me is I'm currently reading right now, so I won't get too far into it, but it's by Sheldon Kopp, An End to Innocence, Facing Life Without Illusions. This has been a mind-blowing book.
A little thrift store find.
Found it at Goodwill, just stuck out to me. And yeah, it's really good so far. And
more to break down on that in the future.
Yeah. Next book club meeting that we come to, I'll bring that one up first.
Cool. I think that's it. Is that it?
That's it. Yep. I hope
this is a long one, so we'll end it here.
Yeah, this was interesting to some degree, and if you liked it, let us know. If, like I said, if you have books that you want to read or like you wanted to read, and maybe we could all read it together, or we could talk about one that you read or see what our thoughts are about one, let us know. Information's in the show notes, where to send stuff, blah, blah, blah.
For sure. Someday we'll have my book on here, which I'm almost done writing a book in 30 days, which we can talk about in a future episode because I'm not there yet, but almost. So by the time you listen, I will be done. But yeah, books. Maybe a Holy Health coffee table book is in the future. That'd be cool.
Sure.
Okay, I think that's it. Leave us a rating or a review. Share the show with somebody who loves books. And all of the links are down below. And I will try to put all of these books down below too.
Yeah.
They're going to have to sit here until I can type them all up. So, and with that, we will talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.